the Nakuda he's speaking about, and it's not clear at all to me. Akoponim is that Shalchak, Delim Shalachem, that the Aved of the Menorah is higher than them. So the Chayre, after the whole beer, the Dafka, the Tainug, of the Ebish says Dafka Navidis Berurim, and which is the Aved of the Nesiim, that's the Karbonis. Mashenkein, Aaron's Aved is Neshama, and it's Melamayda Lamata. So it's missing that ''tשכ asa Elokim." You know why is he bringing the pasuk ''tשכ asa Elokim"? You know, so he's missing a few shurim then. This is the answer by Vayas Aaron. Why it says Vayas Aaron Cain? It doesn't say so about other tzivurim that he was Makayim. He explained. He brought the medrash. You want to hear this? This is 3-4 shurim ago. The medrash on the pasuk ''tשכ asa Elokim" by Sora. Vayas Elokim es ha'ma'odos ha'gdolim, that she was pale, a greater giloi, then was revealed at the outset of creation, and she explains at length. The ma'odos ha'gdolim were b'shover. Then there was the tzimtzum. What she paled is the giloi, the dafka that comes in Helem, ''tשכ asa Elokim." So Vayas Cain Aaron, so Aaron also is being Moishe in creation over the ma'odos ha'gdolim, as explained at length in the Maimon till now, that he elevates the Shamash Yisrael within Atzilus, Pnimius Atzilus, and even higher. However, the Shaila is, where's the ''tשכ asa Elokim"? It's not in Helen Behest, it is Avedis HaNeshama. And he answers, in the Maimon, he just says it in the word, V'yeshlema with the number 33, that's the Chol Shadaita Shel Aaron. That's all he says. That Chol Shadaita, his feeling badly that he wasn't part of the Aved of the Nesiim. So this he had also the Eloi of Avedis HaBerurim, like Kabbanas and Nesiim. And then he goes on to say, but even that is all part of his general modus operandi, his general relationship with God, which is milamayla lamata. It's missing the real birurim that happens through bringing the behem on the mizbeach, just iskafia v'chulu. And he leaves it at that. But they tell us in the ha'orah to look in the sikha before the Maimon. So the sikha before the Maimon says, doesn't really answer our question here, but I'll just say what it says. The Nakuda is that the Rebbe asks there, why did they wish to have to wait till Chol Shadaita Shel Aaron before he told him that Shalachak Delim Shalachem? Why did you have to go through this anguish? And in the Sikh, there's details in the Shaila that we don't, even the Tsar Balachayim, even Balachayim were forbidden to unduly cause pain. So if Aaron's going to have such pain, they should get bavaran it by telling him before, together with the commandment, that yours is greater than them, he would spare him the heartache. The second shaila he asks is, it comes out at the end of the sikha, what's the lashon chayecha? By your life, chayecha, shalchav dilim shalchem. It's enough to say that yours is greater than theirs. What's chayecha? Lashon of shavua. And he answers in the sikha that Aaron was convinced that the reason that he wasn't asked to be part, he wasn't part of the Chanukas HaMizbeach, Chanukas HaMishkan, like we learned in this Maimer from the Alter Rebbe. It's like when you set a child on the path of Chinuch, it's with the Riboy Oiris and Matonis, etc. So why wasn't he part of it? Because of his chet ha'egel. And that's why not him and not Shiftoi, because his Shevet was also punished because of the association with him. Shevet Levi, he was convinced. That Rebbe explains that's why Chol Shadaita, why another Shaykh, third Shaykh is why Chol Shadaita. It's not your Avodah, you have to be part of everything. You have to be part of every Avodah. Chol Shadaita. Chol Shadaita is because he felt it's because of the Chet HaEgel. That's why he wasn't involved in the whole foundation of Chanukas HaMizbeach. So what's the net result? He was Tzubrachen, and he did tshuva on his level, Avedis HaTshuva, for Chet HaEgel, which is for Klal Yisrael. That's the Pshat in Chol Shadaita. That's why the Eibishter allowed him, wanted him to experience this, because he should have the Ma'il of Tshuva. And that's that explains why God didn't tell him. That explains why he's Chol Shadaita to begin with. It's not like he has to be part of it. He's got to be a macher in every aspect. But it's because he felt he was barred such a union, which is negate the Klal Yisrael, and look at some his Be'ach, he was barred because of he took responsibility for Chet HaEgel. So the Apel Be'em David, the mile of Tshuva, and that's the Chayecha. Chayecha is hinting that through Tshuva, it's Megala, the Pnimis HaNeshama, your life, much deeper than that David Tshuva. It's a beautiful explanation, doesn't it? So here he doesn't mention the word Tshuva in the Maimon. He says that through Chol Shadaitoi, he had al derech the iloy that comes to avedis habirurim. Now, since this Maimon followed the Sikh, it stands to reason that it's behemshech to the Sikh. So we'll leave it at that. I mean, so that's the tzchek osa lilikim. So the shaila is, where is the tzchek osa lilikim? Even by Aaron, by Yas Ken Aaron, the answer is that he too had the Armaila Avedis HaTshuva, which is a union of birur. I mean, what's tshuva over? What's tshuva about? It's about the chet, which means with an tzutzik dusha deeply hidden and even dragged down. Klipas neget, the total klippa. So tshuva elevates the spark. So it's pachlolis. Tshuva is avedis birurim. Distance now becoming close. That's what it is. So all to say that even in the Aveda of Adam, there's also the inyan of tshuva, the mile of tshuva, and Aveda Sabirurim. And this thing is explained in Latin Siddur that Mashiach will come also Lasavat Tzadikai B'Tshuvda, that Mashiach will pale even tzaddikim to do tshuva. This is this similar inyan, and one of the translations of that is that he will pale that the tzaddikim should be Mekar of Eden and inspire them to do tshuva, and that's how they have their tshuva as well. It's kind of connected here. I mean, Aaron was not involved in the chet, but he's involved in the tikkun chet. He tried to prevent it. I'll call upon him. The Maimon doesn't give us more, so we'll leave it at that. So, but the focus of the Maimon here is, the chiddush of the Maimon here is, he's certainly not coming in the Maimon to negate the Avodah of the Shvatim and say that the whole Avodah, because it's a higher Avodah, is the Avodah of Aaron, the Avodah of the Neshama. He's obviously not coming to dismiss or diminish the Avodah HaKorbanos. What the Maimon seems to be saying, however, is that is a Achana, that the birur of the world is a Achana, but the Ikir is, Ikir Primis HaKavon is Aliyas HaNeshama. And that's embodied in the Avodah of Lakas HaManoira. That's what he said in Leis Dalit. We're up to Yisay now. In Leis Dalit, that's also, we see this in Halaved of Sfiras HaImer, which is really a description of Aveda altogether, Bachlal. It begins with Norutza, we shall run. It begins with the engagement of the Nefesh HaBahamis and a way of Norutza. Chassidus says, as we're learning the Maimarim till now, B'chol Avavcha, to channel the tremendous keiches of the Nefesh HaBahamis, Eilam HaToyu, which culminating in B'chol Ma'itcha. So it's all the bidra of Nefesh HaBahamis and writing on Nefesh HaBahamis. But what's the tachlis in the end? It's the Aliyah Sanashama. The end of the pasuk is Eviyani Melech Hadarav. The king brings me into his chamber. Who's in the singular, not Lashon Rabbi. So, by the way, in elsewhere, this it says why singular, because since Nefesh HaBahamis has been transformed, it's now one. The person is not fragmented anymore. It's still the Nefesh HaBahamis, but now he's one with the Nefesh Elikis. But here he's saying no. Here he's saying, Eviyani Melech Hadarav. It's the tachlis of the neshama, consistent with the Rebbe Bachlal. And that is that the whole Dira B'Tachtonim is the Neshamas Yisrael, but it happens via all the Avodah that we do to bring out the Maila of the Neshama in the deepest way and elevate it to the greatest heights. As he concludes, that's hiding Birurim. So what's the Birurim? The Birurim is all a process, and Tshuva, etc. It's all a process by which the Megala, the Etzem Pnimius HaNeshama, which is Pnimius about to listen even higher. That is Bachlalas, the Inyan. So now we'll continue and I say, yeah? This also explains the Iloi of the splitting of the river, Lasid Love, Legabi Kriyas Yamsov, Shebitzias Mitzrayim. So this is explained at length in the Lakota Torah and in the subsequent Maamorim of the Rabbi, why there has to be another splitting and the difference between the splitting of Kriyas Yamsov, that it was a sea and now it's a river, and Kriyas Yamsov was here. He doesn't emphasize that, but here he underscores that there was 12 paths, and before Mashiach comes, it is seven streams. The Eibishter will strike the river into 7 streams. So why the chiluk? Even on the one hand, we compare Lasad Lava is compared to Yitzias Mitzrayim. The Lasad Lava Yukuma Agilim Shoy Yitzias Mitzrayim, that the revelations will be the same. That's a simple pshat in the pasuk. Nonetheless, Lasad Lava, the revelations will be greater. Lapain, therefore, that's expressed in the 12 and the 7 that the Maimon began to explain. Kriyas Yamsov says the Medrash was 12 paths, literally cut. Why? He said, beginning of the Maim Balakol Shevet Misil B'fnei Atzma, each Shevet had its own aliyah, its own path. But in Lasad Lava, Yitibakiyas Handali Shivas Nachalim, Shivas Nachal, but Lasad Lava, it's 7 rivers, 7 streams. In brackets, that's what we're talking about here. And this was reflected in the Menorah, which is 7, like abundance and the base, which are 12. So beginning of the mind, but he said the chilik is that the 12, each one, it's individual. Each nasi was his own, as he just said now, his own path. Whereas Aaron elevates all Klolis Neshamas Yisrael. But beyond that, we're talking about now, after we learned the Maimed, it's not just their individualistic and Aveda, and Aaron's Aveda is Klal Yisrael, but it's a higher Aveda. Verheindel fische Inina, Kriyas Yamsov Koshim Klos Avedis Manazeh, because Kriyas Yamsov is all part of the process of leading to Geula, which is Biru Nefesh HaBahamis V'Klolos HaIlam, which the whole Aveda now is making the Direh, which is refining Nefesh HaBahamis in the world. So now the world is fixed and it's connected to Atzilus, which means the creative force in perfect harmony. In Kriyas Yamsov, that's Kriyas Yamsov, Shubchines Machod Atzilus. So this explains that the ocean is Machod Atzilus, the creative word of Hashem. That's what opened up, and that's what they saw, and they revealed the creative force Machod Atzilus with creation. The Elias Aliyas of Ischabros to Bishvat and Shebebriya L'Shoshem B'Shabbatzilus. This is the elevation of Biyah. With Yud, that's the darga of the Yud Beis Shvatim. That's why they're 12. He says in a moment, Yud Beis Gvuli Alachsan Dezah. That's the 12. Gvuli Alachsan literally means borders, slanting borders of Zah. Zah, the 6 midas. You explained, if you take the 6 directions, which is what Zah is, the 6 directions of space. And that forms a cube, because you've got, right? It's all 4 directions and up and down. And if you connect them, you connect them with lines, there's 12 edges on this cube that has up and down. So that's all Bria, that's all creation. That's why there's Yud Beis Shvatim. So what happened by Kriyas Yamsov? But Kriyas Yamsov was all Achonah. Kriyas Yamsov was that then they saw the ocean split. That's the word of Hashem. Like the ocean's a collected body of water. A word is a finite, contained entity. So that opened up, and they saw the creative force that brings creation to being. In the words of our Maamar, the elevation to Machos Datzilus. But the river is Deibish's Machshava, not his word, which is in other words Pnimius HaMalchus, because before you speak, you should be thinking. So there's Pnimius HaMalchus before Chitzenius HaMalchus, that's Machshava that precedes Dibur. Deibish's Machshava opens up. What happens when Deibish's Machshava opens up? Nisav HaKadosh Baruch Hu Lichnis Baradib Tachtonim. That's where Kavanah Pnimius lies. Kavanah Pnimius lies in Deibish's Machshava. That's Lasad Lavai. That's what Aaron is already doing now. The Tachlis is the Aliyas HaNeshama. Mashenkin, in the words of the mind, Mashenkin Lasad Lavai, continuing. Tkiyah Pekiyas HaNoabi, the split of the river. Leil Yud Beis Kazarim, not to 12. Elul Shiva Nechalim Dafke. 7. So elsewhere, Chassidus, and it's the same thing. It goes into the 7, the Avos and the Moyes, because they were the Shamas, that's this to begin with. Showing it is Galus Zayin Tachten is the Atik. So the pnimius of that is the 7 midas. The Zayin Tachten is the Atik. We're talking here Haid and Atzilus. Pnimius HaKavanah. That's where the Nisava is. Shazam Gam Hashem. That's the number 7. Saying Bekitzer here. That's also Hashem Mashiach Nikil B'Shiv Hashemis. Mashiach says the Medrash has 7 names. One of them is Menachem, Tzemach, Yinun. Similar to what the Gemara says. Sheyoda Yumshach is Gala Shiva and Nechalim, through whom he's revealed the Shiva and Nechalim. Why? Because he is the Pnimius of Neshamas Yisrael. And it's all about the Gili of the Pnimius HaNeshama. The Aliyah means the revelation of its essential source. This is the V'yata Tetzaveh. Aliyah b'Atzilus Gufa. This is the Aliyah in Atzilus, means Pnimius of Atzilus. It doesn't stop there, because if we're talking Pnimius, it's all rooted in one Pnimius. Not Tzmos and the Nisava of a Dira B'Tachtoina. And that's why he carries it through. Biz, V'ad B'chinas HaKesesh, L'mayim Atzilus. First of all, Pnimius HaTzilus and then Keser, and then Keser Gufa, Pnimius HaKeser, wherein the Etzem resides. Till the Kavanah is completed and we're still engaged in Avodas Berurim, we're engaging only the chitzonius of atik, even though there's a connection to atik. Now, till Mashiach comes, we cannot have because we haven't fulfilled the kavanah yet, so he's not going to be revealed here yet. So there cannot be vagilid b'chinas atik. When will be the beginning b'chinas atik? Only when the avodah is over. But that Aaron already in avodas, in the avodah of hadlakas haneris is already expressing this avodah, and yashleima. That's why it's forever. As in Neiras Chanukah, we still like the Menayra because the tachlis of it all is the Pnimius HaNeshama. And that's the Avodah of Aaron. So again, as I said earlier, this is not to say his Avodah is high, so who needs Avodah Zakarabonis? Avodah Zakarabonis is Achana. Initially, it's a hemshech to the previous Maimorim, that how to get to Bechol Ma'itcha, which is the Gili of Pnimius HaNeshama. It's only through Bechol Levavcha and Bechol Nafshecha. It's only through the Avodah of the beauty of the world. In a simple language, the person's revealed, his etzem is revealed in only one place, the place that he calls his own, but that doesn't happen unless he builds his own home. And that's a very big Avodah. That's the whole Avodah since the beginning of creation, is to make the deal. That's a berurim. It's critical. But then what? Did all of this then? So now you can finally be a place where you can be you, where your deepest you is expressed. That's the tachlis, and that's embodied where in the avodah of Adam ba'alis chasaneiris. So it comes out, therefore, as we're talking it through, that he carries with him forever the mile of tshuva, avodah saberurim, not only as achana, and done with. Once the world is elevated, so it's finished, we don't need avodah saberurim anymore. There's no more elevating the world, it's done. The house is built. So it just occurs to me now that since Chol Shaddait is avodah satshuva, which is avodah saberurim in a pnimistic way, that's forever. There's a mile of tshuva, Shamas Yisrael carry with him forever in the Dir Allah Yisbarach. So in a marriage, it means that in the marriage there is the mile of tshuva in the marriage gufa, in kedusha. I cannot be married now, but it's explained elsewhere. Yesh lahaylich or yesh loimer. But anyway, staying with the Maimer, just understanding the Maimer kapana bechitzoniya. So the Maimer in summary said, the Maimer asked, why is their avodah is greater? The people Eiris and Chidushim Keteiris, only time Keteiris is brought by non-Kohen and on the Mizbeach HaChitzin, all the Nesim Yisrael is bringing Keteiris. This is what Korach wanted, and the Nesim had it. And it's chinuch. When you machanach a child that day, when the Einfinish and the Cheder, tremendous matanas, etc., empowerment that sets the child on the path forever, as he says, all korbanos subsequent to be brought are all based on the avodah that begins now. So why? And Aaron is just lights the menorah, and in the same way he's going to do thereafter forever, lacking that entire chidush and haskalah and ribuy oiris, etc. In addition, what's Vayaske in Aaron? So the answer to all of the above is that Aaron is the avodah of the Gilid of Avodas HaNeshama. And Avodas HaNeshama, the Neshama is connected to Pnimius HaKavana, which the bitter of the world does not connect to. The bitter of the world, it connects to the Creator, Malchus Datzilus. Yud Beis Boker, Yam Shal Shloimeh, as he explained. And moreover, the Maimer said that the Avodah of the Shvatim, each one is very different. Your Nisayan and the other person's Nisayan, and the engagement and the Yoshlichus and the world, the way you live and what you deal with, it's all very different. But Aaron brings out the pnimis. It's all about the neshama within you, and that we all have. We all have a neshama equally. Ultimately, it's the pnimis on neshama. His avodah therefore embraces Klal Yisrael. It's everybody, because that's the tachlis. No matter where he is and what he's doing, it's all one thing. A very different avodah. The house. Some people have to make the toilet now. Some people have to build the dining room, the living room. They have to make the study, the beautiful study with all the svarim. That's their contribution to building the house. And some neshamas have to make the plumbing and the toilet and the bathroom and the oven. Bechitzoni is a very different avodas, but Aaron brings it all together. So what's the tachlis of it all? The home is complete, and now you're fully expressed, one with the Eibishter. So Aaron embodies the shleimus. That's why it's 7 dafke. Zayin tachtein is the atik, the ovis. This is elsewhere. Pnimius of Atzilus. In other words, again, connecting to the Eibishter beyond Creator, connecting to the Eibishter, the deepest essential level of Nisava. And what's the Nisava in the end? The Vayani Melech Hadorav, to be with the King alone. And that's the neshama. This galus of pnimis haneshama, and that is the teichel of h't'chk too, right? Okay, so Beis Hashem tomorrow back in Montreal, and we'll begin the next one. We'll look at the kitzur, the teichel in Yonim, and we'll begin the next maamar. A wonderful day, Pesuras Tevis.